Tonight on WTOP-10 Nightly News, women in Oswego are coming together to celebrate International Women's Day, what they have in store and how you can join in.
And a Texas lawmaker wants to rename a signature New York food item.
Plus, SUNY Oswego students have new research on lake effect.
WTOP-10 Nightly News starts now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Sana Zakiri.
And I'm Nasir Mikkel.
SUNY Oswego's Quest Day will feature a keynote address from a renowned Cornell University researcher. Lars Rutstam will talk about the ecological activity and the future of Lake Ontario on April 23rd from 1 to 2 p.m. in the Murano Campus Center Auditorium. Rutstam is the director of Cornell Biological Field Station and a professor of natural resources and the environment.
The keynote connects the SUNY Oswego emerging work with the establishment of the Great Lakes Institute. The rest of Quest Day will feature a range of presentations, posters, performance, and much more.
Oswego County continues to fight the impacts of the lake effect storm from 2 weeks ago. Despite conditions improving and roads being cleared, there is still a major issue regarding snow removal. Team Rubicon, an international disaster response organization, recently arrived at Oswego to assist residents. The volunteers have set up phone banks and are responding to resident calls at 211.
SUNY Oswego's meteorology faculty and students continue to make groundbreaking discoveries about lake effect lightning. The National Science Foundation funded the lake effect electrification project, helping 22 students take part in field research starting in 2023. The students followed lake effect storms around the region and discovered that the addition of wind turbines around Lake Ontario has drastically altered the frequency of lightning during storms. Many Oswego students and faculty involved claim that this was their first introduction to such a phenomenon.
Join SUNY Oswego's Rice Creek Field Station for some prickly fun. The next installment of Rice Creek Associates Reflections will feature a talk about porcupines. Pat Carney, who is an environmental interpreter and naturalist, will detail the lives of these creatures that are seen as prickly but are more complicated than that. This free public session will take place on Saturday, March 29th at 2 p.m. and will also stream live on Rice Creek's events page.
A unique intersection of culture and fashion, SUNY Oswego's Caribbean Students Association is collaborating with Fashion at Oswego to put on a multicultural event. Our Kinjali Gurung has more on that.
The FAO Week is here. The Fashion at Oswego's FAO Week started from yesterday and will continue till March 7th, Friday. Over the week, FAO plans to collaborate with different clubs on campus to organize various fashion-related informative programs. The president of FAO, Samantha Monsar, explained that the theme for this semester's FAO Week is, quote, fashion in all shapes and forms. They started the week with the importance of hair in fashion. Today they had a collaborative event with Caribbean Student Association where they talked about Caribbean fashion and culture. Their upcoming events include Women in Fashion, Trends to be Left in 2024, and their final program on Friday will be about athletics and their fashion. You can find more information about their events through Fashion at Oswego's Instagram page. So that's all for my report. Back to the desk.
Upstate New York will see spring-like temperatures and a soaking rain thanks to a powerful storm system that could deliver severe storms as far as the southeast. However, this raises the risk of stream and river flooding.
The total rainfall will only be around an inch, but the real flooding risk is already on the ground. Standing snowpacks that are holding up to 20 inches of water can melt rapidly as the temperatures rise into the 50s. Speaking of weather, we've got a lot of clouds up in the sky today. Just one of those do I need sunglasses or not kind of a day.
That's right. Let's see if we have any sunshine in the horizon this week with our Storm Team 10 meteorologist, Evan Bedron.
Unfortunately, we're not going to have any sunshine in the forecast for a few days, at least until we get to the end of this weekend. But the good news is we do have one more good night in store. And looking at our temperatures right now, just below 40 degrees with a light wind out of the south, and looking more county region-wide. Look at that, Fulton 43, Syracuse at 51, Rochester about an hour ago dropped just a little bit below 50, but we're experiencing some milder temperatures, more than what we've been used to these past few days. And these temperatures will continue to increase as we go into tomorrow, but on the behind side of this upcoming system, we will be seeing temperatures again drop back down into the low 30s and upper 20s. I'll have more on that coming up after the break, but first, back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Evan. Prominent female leaders from the community will be celebrating this International Women's Day at the Penfield Library. The event, which is called Maker Madness, is set to happen on March 8th from 1 to 4 p.m. People can bring their whole family to this free session for some hands-on maker activities that include crafts and STEAM projects and a chance to win a Chromebook. Complimentary snacks and water will be provided at the event.
The Lieutenant Governor of Texas wants to stake his claim on a popular food item. Dan Patrick announced over the weekend that the Texas Senate will file a concurrent resolution to officially change the name of the New York Strip steak to the Texas Strip. Patrick says he got the idea after meeting with some cattle feeders and raised finding at their favorite cut was the New York Strip.
Still ahead tonight, New York's first mobile medical unit.
Plus, how these tariffs implemented by Donald Trump could impact costs, all that and more after this break.
Would you like to try snacks from faraway lands? Or snacks with bizarre flavors? How about snacks in new ways? Or snacks you've never tried before? You don't have to go far to find these snacks. They can all be found here at Snacks on West 1st Street.
Yeah, we're walking around campus, and what do we see? All these clubs are looking.
They looking for me.
There's hockey,
There's improv,
so much to see. So let's go try them out and see how they be. Come on and please watch.
Our embarrassments free.
Tune in to Amateurs on WTOP.
Happy Friday, Lakers, and another beautiful day here in Oswego, New York. I'm DJ Don Perone, and I'm happy that you're starting your weekend off right listening to WNYO 88.9 FM, the Laker Radio Network.
I said, darling, can you see? There's no room for us. There's no room. Now our lives are changing. Promises keep slipping. And I always knew it wasn't you. It wasn't you. Now our lives are changing. Promises keep slipping. And I always knew it wasn't you. It wasn't you.
Good evening, welcome back to WTOP. I'm Storm Team Meteorologist Evan Bedron. And like I said before the break, temperatures tonight are not going to be too bad. And looking more statewide, I know it's Fulton 43, Syracuse 51, Tupper Lake in the Adirondacks sitting at 37, and out west towards Buffalo, they're sitting at 44. And so looking at this upcoming storm, we know this nice band of rain off to our north. The good news is that will be staying to our north, and before we have more rain coming from the west all the way east tomorrow morning. And so, like I said, we're experiencing some wet weather the next couple of days, and looking at Wednesday, that's going to be our best chance of precip for this week into the weekend, but we're still going to be dealing with some nuisance snow flurries this weekend as we go into next week. And so let's look at your future cast. So tonight, 9 p.m., right around now, this white side cloud cover, you notice those rain showers off to the north, those push off as we go throughout the night into tomorrow morning. We're going to first see our first shot of rain showers around 6:30 tomorrow morning with heavier rain off towards our west. And you notice a lot of those green or yellows and oranges, that's going to be more heavy rainfall, but I wouldn't rule out a couple rumbles of thunder within these heavier downpours. And as we go throughout your Wednesday into early Thursday morning, notice another round of heavy showers move through our area, but temperatures are expected to drop. So these aren't going to be thunderstorms, more just localized heavy downpours. But then early Thursday morning around 10 a.m., you notice that switch over from rain to snow begins across much of our area. And then as you go throughout the rest of your Thursday into Friday morning, that transitions into snow showers. So snow is coming back, even though we will be hitting 50 degrees tomorrow. And as you know, it's early Friday morning, right when you head out the door, just some spotty cloud cover off the lake, but overall, not too bad, not a bad way to end out your week. And so with these heavy showers moving through, how much rain should we expect? This may be a little overdone, but Fulton, Parrish, Williamstown, all over an inch. And I think that's mainly due to the snowpack that will be melting, which has prompted the National Weather Service to give us a flood warning. And that's not more of the rain we're supposed to get, but more with the snowpack melting. That's going to give us a lot of rain on the ground and water in the soil. And so this weekend, the biggest game of the season for both the men's and women's team against Plattsburgh. Puck drop 28 degrees, breezy and cold, some spotty cloud cover, mainly overcast skies. And then by the end of the third period, when you're walking out, still chilly, temperatures dropping into about the mid-20s. So make sure you do pack a jacket as you head out the door for that game. And so let's look at our extended forecast. Wednesday, rain, look at that, 51 degrees. We are going to drop, though, as we head into the weekend, into about the low 30s, nearing freezing on Saturday. So it's going to be a very breezy and chilly Saturday. But you know, Sunday, some sunshine starts to return, temperatures start going up again. And then by Tuesday, we're sitting about the mid-40s with mainly sunny skies. But with this, there are some spotty flurries we are going to be tracking, though. So I would make sure you bring out a coat as you head into early next week. That is all for my forecast. Now back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you. Governor Kathy Hochul has announced the launch of New York's first mobile medication unit, or NMU. The NMU will provide medical services such as addiction and outreach resources and medication on standby in Madison County in central New York. The NMU is running under the direction of the Office of Addiction Services and Support and is being backed by $550,000 in federal funding. Hochul says it should not be a challenge for those battling addiction to get the care that they need and that they are going to make it easier for those New Yorkers.
A plan for wind farms in Onondaga County is advancing, but not without major pushback from local leaders. Boston Palmer's Capital is forming a proposal and signing leases without residents for 152-megawatt wind farm around Tully, Lafayette, and Otsiko. The farm, which could generate enough energy to power 58,000 homes, is facing opposition from local leaders who say that the farm could cause mudslides, hurt wildlife, threaten water quality, and more.
The Department of Education has temporarily removed the online applications for income-driven repayment plans. This comes after a U.S. Court of Appeals blocked the agency last month from implementing former President Biden's Saving on a Valuable Education plan. The plan has been on hold since last July due to lawsuits. A new student loan expert says the department needs to review the application forms to determine what needs to change following the court's ruling. The price of everything from food to electronics will soon be going up.
This comes as President Donald Trump's tariffs on 3 of America's biggest trade partners threatens a trade war, and caught in the middle could be American consumers. The price of a wide array of items will likely soon be going up, everything from food to electronics. This comes as President Donald Trump's tariffs on 3 of America's biggest trade partners threaten a trade war, and caught in the middle could be American consumers.
The price of a wide array of items will likely be going up soon, everything from food to electronics. This comes as President Donald Trump's tariffs on 3 of America's biggest trade partners threaten a trade war, and caught in the middle could be American consumers.
There is no question that this is going to be hitting Americans in the next days, weeks, and months.
Goods coming from China will be subject to a 20% tariff, and goods coming from Canada and Mexico will be taxed 25%, with only a slim exemption for some Canadian energy products. Trump argues that open trade is costing Americans millions of jobs, and says these tariffs will hopefully entice companies to move factories to the U.S.
What they have to do is build their car plants, frankly, and other things in the United States.
Mexico is the largest supplier of fruit and vegetables to the U.S., according to the University of California, Davis. The country is a top provider of tomatoes, avocados, raspberries, bell peppers, and strawberries. These are just some of the grocery items that are expected to cost more for American consumers.
Consumer prices are going to go dramatically up. So this is going to take a big hit on the American economy.
The tariffs are triggering a flurry of reaction from leaders in all 3 countries.
We will not back down from a fight, not when our country and the well-being of everyone in it is at stake.
Both Canada and China retaliating against the U.S. and announcing their own tariffs on American goods. Mexico's president says she would also announce retaliatory tariffs. I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
China says it will add a 15% tariff on chicken, wheat, corn, and cotton imports from the U.S., among other measures.
The Kremlin is reacting to the U.S. suspension of its military aid to Ukraine. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said that the shift in U.S. policy could push Kiev, quote, toward the peace process. But Peskov declined to say whether Russia itself is ready for a ceasefire. The Trump administration's order to pause shipments of military aid to Ukraine following a test press conference with Ukrainian President Zelensky.
When WTOP-10 nightly news continues, a dark economic prediction from a major retailer.
And an update on the West Texas measles outbreak. All that and more right after this.
And it could be your last chance to see one occur for 2 decades, as the next time one will be visible over the continental U.S.
He's May 84. Yarrow told police in the hospital that he had pressed the doorbell and waited.
They mix with oxygen and nitrogen and become briefly
What's going on?
Yeah, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a closer with that one.
Matthew,
Look at that.
can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
In consumer news, the retailer Target is warning of declining consumer spending within its stores amid a nationwide dip in consumer confidence.
The company said that their sales declined in February and that they expect their sales to only grow by about 1% this year, a prediction that Walmart also echoed. Target also expects the new tariffs from the Trump administration will increase the store's fruit and vegetable prices. The West Texas measles outbreak has now grown to 159 cases and 22 hospitalizations. The CDC says that they have deployed personnel on the ground to assist with the outbreak, primarily affecting the residents of Gaines County, which has the largest population of unvaccinated people. Reported the first death in the outbreaks of school-aged children last week, making the first American measles death case since 2015.
It's a common virus that can cause cancers later in life. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention say nearly everyone not vaccinated against human papillomavirus will get it at some point in their lives. But when it comes to this virus, there are a lot of misconceptions. Mandy Gaither talks to a cancer expert to debunk 5 common HPV myths.
In the U.S., more than 42 million people are infected with types of HPV that can cause disease. Most HPV infections will go away by themselves, but others can last longer and can cause some cancers.
80% of people who have ever had sexual intercourse will have been infected
with HPV.
Electra Paskett with the Ohio State University Comprehensive Cancer Center says the first HPV misconception is that only women get the virus. In fact, every year in the U.S., HPV causes about 36,000 cases of up to 6 different cancers in both men and women, including cervical, penile, anal, and cancers in the back of the throat. Myth 2, HPV infections cause symptoms. Paskett says most people will not have signs of the virus unless it progresses to cancer. 3, there's a cure for HPV. While treatments are available, there's currently no cure for the virus itself. 4, the HPV vaccine is only for girls. It's actually a routine vaccination recommended for all children at age 11 or 12 or through age 26 if not adequately vaccinated when younger. Finally, the myth that the HPV vaccine isn't safe and effective. Paskett says research shows that's not true.
For many years, the American public has been wanting a cancer vaccine. We have a cancer vaccine. Let's get it.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
The CDC says the HPV vaccine has the potential to prevent against 90% of cancers caused by the virus, and it's most effective when it's given before the person is exposed to HPV. That's why it's recommended in childhood.
Chicken farmers across the United States are using extra safety measures to protect their flock from the avian flu outbreak. One farmer located in Southwest California has installed a large gate to protect his flock of around 30,000 chickens. Frank Hilliker's farm produced over 25,000 eggs per day, and his farm is ensuring that all people and equipment that enter the farm are completely sanitized.
Now up in sports, Natalie Stickney.
Natalie, can you give us tonight's sports report?
Well, guys, tonight we're hopping across the pond to Europe for a look at the Champions League. The UCL commenced their round of 16 today with 4 matches scheduled to take place. One team, though, managed to absolutely steal the spotlight this afternoon. Arsenal took to the road to face PSV in the Netherlands, securing the win with a score of 7-1. This score puts Arsenal in Champions League history as it is the first time a team has ever tallied 7 goals while on the road for a UCL match. The first leg of this round will close out tomorrow as Liverpool travels to Paris for a matchup against PSG, while Barcelona heads to Lisbon to battle Benfica. The second half of the round of 16 will begin again on Tuesday, March 11th. Stick around for Michelle Smith's full sports coverage after the break.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
I guess I have really been looking for love in this dating app. Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a close up with that one.
Matthew,
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
Welcome back. I'm Michelle Smith with your Oswego and Pro Sports coverage. The SUNYAC has officially released its 2025 women's basketball all-conference teams and individual awards. 3 Lakers were recognized this year: Giovanna White-Principo for Co-Player of the Year and for the first team all-conference, and Macy DiDorio and Shayna Iglesias for the second and third all-conference teams respectively. Players were nominated and voted for by the conference coaches. The Lakers lost in the semifinal round of the SUNYAC tournament versus New Paltz last weekend to end the 2024-25 season. Staying in the realm of women's sports here on campus, the women's lacrosse team will face off against Russell Sage College tomorrow for the first time in 8 years. The Lakers have played against the Gators just one other time, March 9th, 2017, when Oswego won 17-2. Both teams are coming off of heavy losses in their home openers, with Oswego falling 17-10 against RIT and Russell Sage falling 14-3 against SUNY Canton. After a record season and Super Bowl win, the Philadelphia Eagles are offering Saquon Barkley an extension, which comes with a handsome compensation. The running back has reportedly been offered a 2-year extension worth $41.2 million. This extension would make Barkley the highest paid running back in NFL history. He's currently the first running back to make $20 million per season. The Eagles signed Barkley during his 2024 free agency after his 6-year stint with the New York Giants. Coming off of a crushing loss with Team USA in the Four Nations face-off, Florida Panther Matthew Tkachuk has been placed on the long-term injured reserve with a groin injury. It was announced today by the team that the forward will be out for the remainder of the regular season as a result of this injury. Tkachuk is no stranger to injuries, playing through a broken sternum in the 2023-24 Stanley Cup Finals and coming out victorious. In their second blowout against the Islanders in just 6 days, the New York Rangers scored a rare header goal to put them ahead 1-0. Zach Jones shoots the puck near the top of the point, and that shot is deflected by Islander Noah Dobson towards the helmet of Ranger Will Cooley and past Ilya Sorokin. A head goal is extremely rare and only counts if the player did not deliberately move their head to deflect the puck into the net. After careful review by officials both in Madison Square Garden and Toronto, the goal was sustained and the Rangers had their first goal in a 4-0 shutout at home against their rivals.
Thank you, Michelle. Stick around for how Mattel is celebrating International Women's Day.
Hey there, I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the Earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
The Kinda Late Show with Chloe and Anna. Like licorice, Twizzlers, absolutely nasty. The thought of turkey is just nauseating. I think you're wrong, is what I think. You think I'm wrong a lot of times. I do think you're wrong a lot.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
I guess I have really been looking for love in this dating app. Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
In honor of International Women's Day, 8 new Barbies are here to celebrate the power of friendship. From the U.S., Olympic gold medalists Jordan Chiles and Jade Carey.
From the United Kingdom, British actress and friends Hannah Waddingham and Juno Temple.
From Australia, Grand Slam tennis champions Yvonne Goolagong-Cawley and Ash Barty.
And from Brazil, actress Paola Antoni and the real woman she portrayed in a TV series, Kellen Ferreira. Be sure to celebrate the women in your life on March 8th.
That's our report for tonight.
Be sure to stay tuned for the Kinda Late Show.
Thank you for watching.
Have a great night, everyone.